What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Harrison, and I am joined. Wait, what's going on, everybody? I was sitting here doing a YouTube video.
I didn't even notice. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your boy Harrison.
I'm your boy. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Gaming with the Bros Cast, episode 202. My name is Harrison. I am joined by my brother Nick, as always. Nick,
what's up?
How are you doing, buddy? On this depressing Monday? I don't know how to think about it.
It's kind of a spillover from Sunday, man. On Sunday, because I went to Asheville this weekend with a bunch of friends for my friend Doug's 30th birthday. Had a ton of fun. And then came back and I was downloading some Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth to play it, and then suddenly I go on my timeline on Twitter and I see all this like breaking news not news, but like breaking rumors from Xbox. I was like,
yeah,
oh God, like what is going on this Sunday? So it's that was interesting, but I tried to tune out from it as much as I could on Sunday and just play a bunch of Like a Dragon, but
sweet,
weird, yeah.
We'll talk about the big Xbox stuff. I mean, we got stuff to talk about for all three big platforms, but yeah, we'll talk about the Xbox stuff here in a little bit. Not sure how to feel about it. I mean, obviously we don't know anything yet, but
Nothing
we
concrete.
Kind of know because Phil actually mentioned something, which is why I love Phil for that. Like he's like the only one that I don't know actually talks to, for better or worse.
See, the thing is, he does, but the way he phrased this, of saying like, "Hey, we hear you," which is like the generic corporate speak. So already off to a bad start. But the "Hey, we hear you," we're gonna have a business event next week, which is like two bad things. Like, why is it a business event and why is it next week about the future of Xbox?
And does that imply that it's going to be public event, or
I would think so. If he's tweeting it out, I'm assuming it'd be public. But
we'll talk about here in a second. But I'm very curious to see what's going down.
Yeah.
So how did Snacks do at Mom and Dad's? Your dog.
She was great. For people listening, not. Oh, we brought Snacks over to my parents, and then. No, she was good. I think she like laid by the door for 3 hours after we left, and was sulking a little bit. But after that, she was fine. And our mom said that she didn't have any trouble taking her on walks or anything, but she didn't want to go out with her dad. He tried to take her out, and she just like wouldn't.
You know, it's so funny because Rico would do the same thing. Like he would not.
Does he give off a bad vibe?
I don't know. He wouldn't go. He wouldn't go out for my dad. And I think this was actually maybe before we actually got a fenced in yard. So I think he was chasing around Rico, my little Chihuahua, like around the house a couple times, and then finally was able to get a hold of him or course him back inside. But I don't know. You know, Dad's not a big animal guy.
Well, okay, he's not an animal guy, but he had dogs for like 20 years in total, 25 years in total, which is counter to what he says. You know, he's like, "Oh, I'm not a big animal guy," but he loves dogs. Yeah. Secretly, he's afraid to love them, but yeah, she did really well. I mean, she didn't have any problem sleeping in their room. I think she woke them up at like 4 a.m. and my mom took her outside.
Okay.
But she didn't actually need to go out. She was just walking. She was just up and moving around, and she thought that Snacks needed to go out. But yeah, I mean, other than waking up once in the middle of the night, she was good. She was very excited to see us when we got there. Which was super cute. But yeah, it's fun. I mean, Asheville was great. We did like this really cool golf simulator, like an indoor golf simulator thing.
Yeah.
They had like a bunch of different games. Like we played like a Candy Crush game for an hour, and it was super fun. But yeah, did that, and then went to New Belgium Brewing, and went to a few other breweries, and then watched the Duke and UNC game. Okay. So it was a ton of fun. It was good. But we were super tired
Yeah,
on
that's what, like a
Sunday.
5 how far is that drive?
It's about 4.5.
4.5 hours.
Yeah. So not terrible, but
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
after like 2 hour, like a 2 hour trip, once you exceed 2 hours, it becomes like a little bit of like man,
It's like
really
this
don't
is a
wanna,
slog.
I don't want to do
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Like when
So
on after that drive home after your bachelor's trip, I was dying. Oh my god, because I was hungover,
oh yeah.
and it was like
How long is that drive?
6 hour drive for me, maybe 5.5 hours. Which I had Diego in the car, so I could have swapped, but I
You
was
drove
like,
the whole way?
I drove the whole way. Yeah,
Man, I think everyone was worse off on Sunday than they were.
yeah. Which I mean,
they could have been.
I shouldn't have not have done that because we knew we had to leave relatively early, but whatever.
Yeah.
I think
You only live
what
once.
were we? It was that damn Maker's Mark. I think somebody had gotten Maker's Mark, and we were shooting. Like,
It might have been Harrison.
okay, yeah, because he likes bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just shooting warm, and I'm not a huge bourbon guy in the first place. And if I do have bourbon, I'm like try to sip on it, but not.
Oh my god,
shooting
yeah,
it.
that.
Oh god.
Well, yeah, he brought some bourbon this weekend, and we all like had a little bit on Saturday night, and it's so hard to drink it neat or drink it straight.
Yeah.
Like I can't like it's so spicy, man, just so spicy.
Yeah,
It's hard.
it's one of those things where I really want to get into it because it looks so cool, and people are like,
Yeah, it
"Oh,
looks
here's
cool.
my bourbon," but it's all right.
Yeah, not for everybody.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
But my week was pretty good. Kind of flew by, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like it went
didn't
pretty
really. I mean, we didn't really do much this weekend. We just kind of hung out, and I made crab legs on Friday, and then we did burgers and stuff on Saturday, and then next weekend. Weekends, like, I don't know what it is, but they just fly by. Like, if you're not doing anything, it's awful. I hate
it. Tony, we need a countrywide 3-day weekend. I think that's that needs to happen.
Yeah, do a 4-day work week, and then have
Monday through Thursday.
Yeah, Monday through Thursday, or
I'd work harder. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
I'd work harder.
I think that's like kind of the gist of it is like people will actually, because I think it's been proven in like other countries that do 4-day work weeks that people tend to not slack off and actually are productive for the 8 hours or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Or shit, I would do 10 hours. Like I do a 10-hour work week or 10-hour day or something. Like it's just 2 extra hours.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not.
Get up a little. Yeah. Whoa. Talking about doing just a 32-hour week here.
But yeah, let's dive into what we've been playing. And then in a little bit, we're going to be doing since we're feeling pretty good about a direct announcement tomorrow. Like I'm feeling
it feels imminent.
Good. We're going to do a direct bingo board. And get that working. But yeah, we'll dive into what we've been playing. I think I'm done with Palworld, Nick. I think I'm.
What happened?
Well, I'm not necessarily nothing like particularly happened, but I'm kind of getting to that point where I need to move my base and actually establish like a good
system,
a good system. Like right now, like everything is everywhere. It's all over the plateau. So I have to, and I don't think you can. I don't think if you destroy the stuff, you get the material back one for one. I don't think it works that way. So I think you just have to start over. So I've got that on my mind. And I'm getting a little bit frustrated with the PAL AI, especially when they're fighting, because
it's pretty bad.
I think I can beat the second world boss, but every time I try to fight it, couple of my fire base pals just don't attack, and then the boss comes after me, and then I end up getting killed after a while.
Yeah.
So that's pretty frustrating, and I know that's something that they can patch out or fix that bug or whatever the case is. But so that's a little frustrating, and then I don't love. I mean, I get that it's a survival game, and like when you die, you lose your items, but I feel like it's kind of pointless because I've lost my items, and then died a second time, and was still able to go get my items again. So it's like,
Oh, you can always go back. It's not
yeah,
like
you can always
you
go
get one
back.
chance.
As far as I know,
Oh.
like I had died, and then I had died again. And I was like, crap, and then I went back and I got all my stuff. So there's really no reason for it to be in there if you,
Other than just being an inconvenience.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So I thought it was. I thought you had one chance because that's how it is in like a lot of other games. You have one chance to get your stuff.
And there was and now that I'm fighting the second world boss that's up in like the snowy area, if I die, I lose my
your armor,
my cold
right?
suit, and then like I'm fighting for my life to get back to where I was to then get my. And I do have like one extra cold suit like in my inventory or in my like one of my boxes, but it's kind of a pain. So
I mean, that's fair. You put probably what 25
yeah, I'm about
plus
25
hours
or
into it.
26 hours. Yeah, I put a pretty big dent. I think I'm like level 30. So
Yeah, I mean, in its early access, like they could make a lot of changes to the game, make it better,
Yeah.
make the AI better. Like there's a lot they could do. I mean, I'm surprised it's even this fun to begin with. You know,
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
surprised I haven't played it for as long as I did. I probably put 15 hours into it and haven't played it much in in the past week.
Yeah.
But
yes, I think I'm gonna wait, and like you say, since it's an early access, they'll be adding stuff all the time. So I'm okay with playing the game as it gets updated, and then eventually make my way up to level 50.
Mhm.
But so yeah, I think I'm done with that for a while. It was definitely fun. It was definitely fun while I lasted, for sure. I did finish up Prince of Persia this week.
Same here.
Man, what an incredible game. The final fight was not super hard. I did it in 2 tries, and
I struggled a little bit with it.
Really, like I died once, and I really just kind of figured out the pattern of the attacks, and then because it is like a 4-part boss fight.
Yeah, it's like 4, but the last one's really
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah, you get like the super anime attack or whatever, and then you finish them off. But man, I love it. I went back and I got all like the sand pots, whatever. Finished up that side quest. Fantastic game. The only 2 gripes, and I think this is kind of with like a lot of the Metroidvanias. I kind of wish every save point was just a fast travel. Like why can't that just be a fast travel?
Yeah, why does the fast travel have to be separate? Like, what's the point?
Or maybe, I don't know, at the very end, like once you beat the game, quote unquote, like the main story, then maybe unlock the fast travel for everything, just so it's not quite a pain to have to backtrack all the whole time. But it's so fast and fluid, it doesn't really take that long. And then I wish there was a mini map, like that was on the screen at all time. I feel like that would help out a little bit too.
Yeah.
But going into the map is so quick and seamless that it's really not a big deal. But I think most, if not all, Metroidvanias have some sort of mini map on screen at all times. But I could be wrong. There might be one.
Dread has one.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. My other gripe is I wish some of the rewards were better. Like I don't really find any value in the coins that you get. Like
there's so many. You get so many over the course of the game, and
you don't even use them all.
Yeah, I haven't. I mean, I upgraded my swords to the max. I think I've almost upgraded my bow to the max. And then just a lot of the what are the amulets you get? I felt are kind of pointless.
Yeah, you find like your handful that are your go-tos, right? The ones you're not going to swap out.
Yeah.
Like I loved the parry one that creates the slow motion.
Yeah.
The slows down time. Like that was my go-to. And then the other ones, I mean, I can't think of what they are.
There's some like there's some there's like that I use specifically for a couple bosses. Like one boss did like ice damage.
Yeah.
One boss did fire damage, and I had swapped out an amulet for that. And then most of the time I just had like the extra health, the collecting the runes or the souls or whatever it's called, the coins from a distance. So that helps like with when you're trying to like fly through a level, but you want to collect the enemy stuff. But yeah, man, Prince of Persia, and it makes me sad because it's reported this game is sold like maybe 300,000. So I really hope people.
Yeah. Hopefully that's not true.
Yeah, I hope it's not. I mean, that's probably still pretty good for this type of game. I don't know how expensive it was to make, but yeah, highly recommend it if you're a Metroidvania fan at all, and Hell, even maybe catch it on sale because it is a Ubisoft game, so it might be on
So it's
sale
gonna
pretty
go on
quick.
sale.
I saw
It'll be
I saw
$20
Avatar
by the end of the year.
was like $40, like at Best Buy or something. So,
Of course.
um,
That game came out in December,
yeah,
so
December. And then
Ubisoft.
speaking of Metroid, I have started up Metroid Fusion.
Hell
And
yeah.
it is an awesome game. I love it so far.
It holds up
Yeah, it
surprisingly well. And
holds
like
up really good. The story so far is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, like graphically, it looks great. Gameplay wise, it feels pretty good playing on the Switch. The only gripe I had at the very beginning is it doesn't tell you that you can wall jump. So there was a part like the very beginning of the game. I think after you get to Sector 1, I'm on Sector 2 now, so I've seen the
other
the
X, yeah.
the XMS or whatever. So I've seen her walk around, but I haven't physically ran into her in the map and had to run yet. So I'm assuming that's coming up pretty soon. But there's a point in the game where I had to backtrack, and there was like a wall that you couldn't jump over yet, and I was like, man, am I stuck? And then I was like, wait, it's a Metroid game. I could probably wall jump. Is that something that I unlock? And then I had jumped up a couple times and I did it, and I was like, and I couldn't repeat it again, so I had to look it up, and then I was able to figure it out. But it never tells you, or at least I missed it, because there's not a point.
The early Metroid games don't really tell you like all of the powers you have at the beginning of the game, which is kind of misleading. Yeah.
Which, I mean, this one, it doesn't. It Metroids you to where it takes your stuff away, but you don't actually get to use any of it, which is kind of cool. Like the story takes it away, and then you start with just your basic armor.
Yeah.
God, I love Metroid games, man. Dark Souls-likes and Metroidvanias are probably my two favorite genres right now.
Oh man,
it's so fun.
I love Metroid Fusion. It's so short too, which I think is great for like Metroidvania games like this. Final boss is pretty hard though, so it's good that the Switch has save states.
Okay,
because there's like a multi-phase boss.
Yeah, I'll have to remember to use that, because I had missed a save point at one point, and then I went through the whole level, and then I died, and I was like, damn. But then I ran back through, and there I just missed a save point, and I was like, So, not a huge deal, but yeah, fun right now. I'm really enjoying it.
Heck yeah,
it's a good game. But Nick, tell me about Like a Dragon, because you didn't tell me you got this.
Yeah, so okay, I bought an Xbox if you want to try it. But no, I was listening to the Kind of Funny Xcast on the way home on Sunday, and I listened to their review of it, and both of the people on the panel gave it a 5 out of 5 and was raving about it, and they kind of said like, yeah, it's nice to have context going into it, but it kind of works if this is your first Like a Dragon game or Yakuza game. And I'd played Yakuza Like a Dragon for maybe a few hours.
Yeah.
Back in 2020, whenever it came to Game Pass. But I never got super into it. And this one has the same protagonist and Ichiban.
Ichiban.
And then it also has, and I haven't gotten to this part yet, but it also has the other protagonists from the first 7 games or first 6 games. So it kind of splits in that regard. But this game, there was so much heart to this game, and like it's so silly. Like out of the 4 hours I've played, probably 70% of it has been like cutscenes and just random stuff, and I've enjoyed all of it so far. Like
a lot of people refer it to as kind of like Japan's version of like GTA. Is that pretty accurate, or is it not quite as open with that kind of stuff?
I wouldn't say it's that open. I wouldn't say it has the same feel as GTA.
Yeah.
Like it's not as intense, at least from what I've seen so far. Like within the first hour, like Ichiban is kind of professing his love to a girl, and he asks her out on a date, and you like ask for advice from your 2 friends, and like you go through like the three steps of love, and you get to choose like what to wear and whether you're standing when she comes up on the date, or whether you're sitting on the bench, and gonna have like all this funny dialogue, kind of
And this
weighing
this
the pros
takes
and cons.
place in Hawaii.
So it starts out in Japan,
Okay.
and for story reasons, you get sent to Hawaii. So I just got to Hawaii.
Okay, so it's like a fish out of water kind of
Yeah,
story. Okay, that's cool.
yeah. So
And
that
Hawaii,
part's
a
really
lot of
fun.
games. I don't think there's been a lot of games that have taken place in Hawaii.
No, so that's like
Cool.
that's what was really intriguing to me too. Is like, oh, like that. It sounds cool
And
going
is
to
it
just a
actually
really sunny.
Hawaii, or is it like a?
No, it's Hawaii.
Okay,
Like
okay,
it's yeah. I think it's
that's cool.
a 1-for-1. It's like 1-for-1 with a portion of Hawaii or
That's
whatever.
cool.
I don't know how big I don't know how big the map is for Hawaii because I just got there and it's been mostly cutscenes, but yeah, I think it's 1-for-1 to a degree.
That's cool.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. The gameplay is I actually really like the gameplay too. It's turn based, but you get to move around within the circle and you get to position yourself before you attack, so you can like
Okay.
hit someone and you hit them into somebody else and it does damage, and uh you can get behind them and do extra damage, and then you can like do attacks with your teammates, that kind of stuff. Like
I did see. I think I was maybe listening to. What was I listening to? Some podcast. They were like, it's funny because like I don't know what happened in the cutscene, but Ichiban called one of the enemies an asshole, and then like on the screen it just says asshole.
Says asshole. Yeah, that'll pop up. Like you'll
That's
run
funny.
into these guys on the street and it'll just be like assholes. It's like, all right.
That's
And then
awesome.
like I haven't gotten to it yet, but I've only heard about. I've seen the beginnings of it. But there's this thing called Sujimon in the game where you collect information on creeps. It's like it
Okay.
started out like this guy came up and he flashed me, and then I fought him and beat him up.
Full dong?
Not full dong,
Okay.
no. But he had these hilarious attacks where he would turn around and like jump and push his button to you, like that kind of stuff.
Okay. Man,
And then
I'll have to check this out.
you gotta
Okay.
try it out. But I beat him up, and then this guy who's presumably from Yakuza Like a Dragon, I think he's from the last game, but
Okay.
he tells you about like Sujimon, and you're collecting data and filling out this like Pokédex essentially on all these creeps. And Ichimon's like, well, I'm going to Hawaii. Like, does the app work out there? And he's like, yeah, of course. Hawaii is like a breeding ground for creeps. It's just so funny. And I think there's a point where you can either capture them or collect them, and you can have them battle. So you can like have your like little creepos battle. So it's so weird, and like
Isn't there like almost like an Animal Crossing kind of thing too?
yeah, I haven't gotten there yet, but I heard
Okay.
you can spend, a dozen plus hours just on that.
Jeez.
So there's and you get a Segway apparently too, and you can Segway around
Yeah,
Hawaii.
I remember that in the trailer.
Yeah. So it's just a really good time, and it's a fun game to play like in front of someone too, because
Yeah.
there's just a lot of
Just ridiculous.
a lot of funny stuff. Yeah, a lot of ridiculous stuff. Like
It's funny.
my first weapon that I bought was a vibrator in a store, and that's like where
GTA
it pushes you
or
towards.
Saints Row.
Yeah,
It's
it
big
sounds
old-
like Saints Row. Yeah,
That's
you can
funny.
just you buy like this huge vibrator and you smack people around with it. So it's
It's
great.
called that, or is it called like something stupid?
well, you go into a sex shop.
Okay.
That's where it sends you to first buy weapons and equipment. And you can buy
Okay.
you buy like underwear and that kind of stuff.
Well, it sounds more like Saints Row than like GTA.
Yeah, maybe it's more in the vein of Saints Row, but I can't remember what they call it. They call it like a pleasure stick or something like that.
Pleasure
and
stick,
then there's a couple of other things.
Isn't there like an insurance fraud minigame thing too?
Probably.
There's like a traffic. I think I've seen it like on TikTok or something. But there's like a traffic game that Ichiban can do, and he has to like dodge, like weave in and out of traffic or something.
Oh, yeah, I know there's like a delivery one. That sounds familiar. Like the insurance fraud trying to get hit by a car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what hijinks.
Yeah, that
are in
sounds
this game,
fun.
'cause-
There's not really much else out there right now.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I downloaded Persona 3 because it's on Game Pass, but
yeah.
I haven't played it yet.
Okay.
But we'll see. But yeah, Infinite Wealth is it's super cool.
Yeah,
super fun so
I'm
far.
going to try it out this week. because I don't really don't have, other than Metroid, I really don't have anything else to
Mhm.
play at the moment.
And I will say, like, the game does provide a good amount of context for people you obviously don't know if you're this is your first entry in the series. So
Okay.
I don't feel like I'm lost
Okay.
that much, which is great.
Sweet. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you want to dive into some news here?
Let's do it.
All right. So yeah, we talked about at the very beginning, but Xbox is where did this report come from? Do you remember over the weekend?
I think it came from Xbox Era.
Xbox Era. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's reported. So back earlier this month, there was the report of Hi-Fi Rush coming to the Switch and PlayStation.
And
But
Sea
now,
of, or not Sea of Thieves.
In Sea of Thieves, yeah. And now that's expanded to like Halo and Gears of War and Starfield and Indiana.
Like it started with Starfield, and then it went to Indiana Jones, and now it's now Jeff Grubb. So it's like, oh, it's Gears of War is on the table as well, and apparently Halo is on there.
Yeah.
So it's all of their
everything.
first party stuff. Yeah.
Pretty much everything. And like Saturday and Sunday, I was just like, or maybe it was Sunday, but I was just like, I don't know. Like this seems like really crazy. Where's this report coming from? And then it just kind of snowballed, and everybody's losing their minds and this and that. Everybody's got their hottest of takes,
and everyone's like, well, someone needs to say something. This is getting out of hand at this point.
Yeah, exactly. And then Phil Spencer, he said something. I gotta pull it. Let me see if I can present the. Let's see.
I think you can share your screen on here.
I think I can. Let's see. There it is. Cool.
Oh, sweet.
So, this is from Phil Spencer for the audio listeners. We're listening and we hear you. We've been planning. And this was a 311 today. So everybody got to sit for a while, just like
most of the business day.
Most of the business day. We're listening and we hear you. We've been planning a business update event for the next week, where we look forward to sharing some details with you about our vision of the future of Xbox. Stay tuned. And that's it. We haven't heard anything else.
So that I think if he didn't immediately discredit the rumors, that means that there's some truth to them.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think 100% Hi-Fi Rush and Sea of Thieves. And based off of what I've been looking at, I think it's almost guaranteed that Starfield and Indiana Jones are going to come as well, because I don't even know where to start here. But
yeah, it's interesting because as a business, I'm not a business person, but as someone looking on the outside looking in, it makes sense to me, right? I don't think Game Pass is really where they wanted it to be. I think it's really just had a really slow growth. They probably looked at Starfield as like maybe not the last straw, but if Starfield didn't garnish a lot of subscriptions, I know it sold pretty well on Steam, but if it didn't have a boost in subs for Game Pass, they were probably at the time looking, okay, we got to maybe make some moves to keep this sustainable, because obviously Microsoft is a $3 trillion company, so they can keep it going, and I think that's why it's lasted so long, is just because they have that it's essentially infinite money, infinite wealth.
There you go.
So that's probably why, but I think there's probably Microsoft people talking that, hey, we've got to figure something out going forward.
Because if Starfield isn't going to drive subs, what is going to? What is it? Elder Scrolls 6. And what if that has the same reception as Starfield?
Yep. Halo's not doing it.
No, Halo Gears isn't going to do it.
No,
let's be honest.
Gears is not going to. Yeah,
Forza didn't do it.
Forza's not going to do it. I mean, because people that are going to play those games, they're already there, right? The hardcore, people, the people that maybe have all the consoles, they have Game Pass already, and that's the problem with all of these streaming companies. Eventually, there's going to be a peak. Like there's going to be a ceiling that you hit, and people are just not going to sub, especially if you keep increasing the prices. Like, yeah, I am so incredibly fed up with all these streaming. Like last night, Brittany was trying to watch the Grammys, and she's already subbed to Paramount Plus.
Mm-hmm.
but for this one, she had to subscribe to their
Plus
highest tier,
plus.
which was like $12 a month. And I'm just like, this is bullshit. Like, quit making me like pay all this extra money for.
Just a premium for everything.
Yeah, it's a premium for everything, and they want to charge you for like they want to nickel and dime you for everything. In Xbox they've had their increases over the year for Game Pass, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, where do we even start with this? It's crazy to think about, but also I get it.
I saw something today that it was just pure speculation, like it wasn't a rumor or anything, but someone said I could see Microsoft or Xbox rebranding as Microsoft Gaming and getting
Yeah.
rid of the Xbox brand altogether,
Okay.
and maybe do an Oculus or do a Facebook and turn how they turned the Oculus into the Meta Quest. You turned the Xbox into whatever Microsoft machine, whatever you want to call it, and kind of go with that going forward, which essentially wouldn't necessarily take them out of the console race, but it would take them out of the console space in a way.
See, and that's the thing. That's where I'm like, okay, how are they gonna go forward? Because okay, let's say next week Phil and the gang they're like, all right, we're going full third party. Everything is going everywhere. But we're still gonna have the Xbox, right? We're still gonna have hardware. Other than Game Pass, because obviously, I don't think Game Pass is gonna go to the Switch and into PlayStation. I think they'll just have their games on there, and then like maybe that's the big incentive is like, okay, well on the Xbox you get Game Pass, and and you do your monthly subscription and blah blah blah, and you get the games for free, quote unquote. I don't think that's enough.
To keep people on Xbox or to get people
to just keep people on Xbox.
I mean, if they announce that next week, would you go out and buy a PlayStation, or would you stay with Xbox for the rest of the generation and then assess it from there?
Well, I think I'm. Well, I mean, I think I'm gonna obviously keep my Xbox, and I do want to get a PlayStation eventually.
I'm not selling my Xbox.
No. I mean, I've got it. Like I'm all in for this generation. But yeah, like let's say they announce their thing. They're still gonna do hardware. I don't know. I think. And this is just going back in time. I think after the 360, and maybe it was a different time just because they were kind of winning that generation. I know PlayStation 3 caught up towards the end, but they were like dominating for a long time. I kind of wish Xbox did something different than PlayStation, because PlayStation is just the console, the numbered console that's
more powerful,
more powerful. It's the same the same thing, but it's more powerful. I wish Xbox did something like Nintendo, where they do something cool. Like if Xbox hardware is going to go forward, I don't want them to just do the Xbox Series whatever. I think they should do like, I don't know, like maybe like a hybrid handheld like Nintendo. Like how cool that would be to have like a handheld console for Xbox, and then you could it has like an HDMI out or something like that. Like that could be really cool. Just kind of do something a little bit different than PlayStation.
Just don't try to mimic. I mean, don't try to align yourself with what PlayStation is doing. Like you don't need two of those, right? No. Like you need it for the competition, but you don't need two of the exact same machine, because then this kind of stuff happens where people are just always comparing games and that kind of stuff. It's like no one's talking about the Switch. Like the Switch is absolutely dominating.
Well, that's the market. Thing and I'll always say it, and it's just factually true. The Switch is on top. PlayStation.
Yeah.
It's PlayStation and they're not really competing anymore because PlayStation is so far ahead. But it's always just been PlayStation and Xbox are the ones competing, because their consoles are more or less the same thing. The Series X
Series
is,
X and
the Series X, PlayStation 5. The Series X is a little bit more powerful, but it doesn't matter. I mean, people are gonna.
I haven't seen a game that I haven't seen a game that would prove that out.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, to be honest, like I pulled up because I was like, okay, if they went third party, or if they started moving all their games over to PlayStation, what are they getting? What's going over there? And there's Halo Infinite, Gears Tactics, Forza Horizon 5, Grounded, Pentiment, Hi-Fi Rush, Redfall.
But then they can also like go back into their catalog and start doing Gears collections or Gears 1, 2, and 3 remastered. There's so much stuff that they can put over there.
Yeah,
so that's an opportunity for them to really sell a lot of games. Because I mean, I know there's the TikTok that you did earlier. There's so many comments that were just like, "Oh, we don't want Starfield. You can keep Starfield." But it's like, if Starfield came over, like you're probably going to be interested in playing it as well as like other games. Like, come on, like how cool to be playing like Gears of War on the PS5? Like that would be kind of insane.
Yeah, it'd be cool. It'd be awesome.
For the Xbox logo to pop up, but then it's kind of the same thing with like MLB The Show when that first came to Xbox on Game Pass. It was kind of weird. It's like, oh, it's PlayStation Studios, but yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know what they're gonna do because again, let's say they announce this and they said, okay, going forward, we're not gonna do any hardware. So they just have all these studios that are just gonna develop for the PlayStation and the Switch.
Yeah, like what is the point of all that? What's the point of the last 10 years of acquiring all these developers, and now they're not even doing anything specifically for your brand. Like it's all third party stuff. And I'd love to see Halo on the Switch. I'd love to see like Gears 1, 2, and 3 on the Switch. That'd be awesome. But I feel like if they did that, they would kind of lose their identity a little bit. And I'm not saying that there is anything especially compelling from this generation of first party Xbox games, and I'm going to say the same thing about PlayStation as well. I don't think there is anything extremely compelling.
It's been a very, very weak generation for sure.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like I think for one, the competition is necessary to keep PlayStation in check, keep them from charging $100 a game, $120 a game.
Yep.
But I just think like Microsoft needs to not do something so rash yet.
Yeah.
I think they should just try to change their strategy a little bit, not necessarily going third party, but just.
I mean, whenever the Hi-Fi Rush stuff and CS, like that stuff made perfect sense to me.
Yeah,
it's like okay, it's like games that didn't really shake up Game Pass. See if these have been out for 6 or 7 years. Hi-Fi Rush is kind of like a smaller title that is that reviewed really well and a lot of people love it, but it was shadow drop. There was no marketing. People. I don't think there's physical copies of it. So, why not put that on Game Pass? Like nobody, or put that on other platforms. Nobody's gonna be upset about. I mean, sure there will be, but nobody's really gonna be upset about that. So yeah, maybe start small and just see how it works out for you before you just do everything. Because I was I think Ryan McCaffrey over at IGN tweeted it best or quoted it best that it's like we come off. He said that actually let me just pull up the now that I can do it.
Oh yeah, show the people.
Let me just pull it up. We're using a new streaming software, so it's
for some
pretty cool
inside baseball.
All right, let me pull up. Let me present my screen real quick. There we go. Okay. All right, so it says, I respect the hell, and this is Ryan McCaffrey over at IGN. I respect the hell out of Phil, but constructive criticism time. Their messaging is almost always reactive rather than proactive, which I 100% agree. Their brand is in a constant defensive state. It's been that way since 2013, whenever Xbox One was revealed. It makes them look weak. Honestly, Sony and Nintendo aren't like this. Anytime they take a step forward, there's seemingly a rake on the ground that smacks them in the face and causes them to stumble backwards, and it's always self-inflicted. Case in point, in 2024, we went from, yay, the developer direct was great, to this whole mess now. 2023, killer start to the year with the first developer direct and the shadow drop of Hi-Fi Rush until they failed to see the mess that was Redfall until it was way too late. The constant step forward, step back as much as anything is why I think Xbox fans are just exhausted.
Yeah, I mean that I think I agree with that. And like Xbox is very buddy buddy, Phil's buddy buddy, whatever. I feel like that creates kind of a weird dynamic. Whereas with like Nintendo, they deliver the news, people react to it, and that's how it is. Nintendo gets ahead of it, like a business would. PlayStation, they do the same thing. Like, oh, if there's a price increase or whatever, they get out in front of it before it's leaked.
Yeah.
Whereas with Microsoft and with Xbox, like things are always getting leaked and they're always having to go into defensive mode. They just never have a pulse on what's going on.
Yeah,
even though they claim to.
Yeah, because I mean, you got to think. I mean, like last year when Redfall came out, like if I was head of Xbox, and it's obviously easily, again, looking in, but what did you say, the side chair CEOs or whatever it's called or something?
The armchair CEOs.
Armchair CEOs. It's always easier looking in and in hindsight and all that good stuff. But if I was head of Xbox at that time and I saw the state of Redfall, because he's checking in on all these games.
He's playing it.
At least playing it, trying it, demoing it, giving feedback. Even if the game is not, it's never going to be good. To have it come out in that state is bad. And I know people would have been mad if they delayed it yet again, or it's another delay for Xbox. But man,
you just say, like, I think you get ahead of it and you say, listen, the quality isn't up to what our standards are or should be.
Yeah. And
for that reason, we're delaying it. I mean, they kind of said the same thing about Starfield, right? Like they wanted to make further improvements to the game.
Look at Halo. I mean, Halo, they delayed it a year.
Halo, they delayed a year. Starfield, they delayed like 9 months. I'm curious to see what the build of that game was back in 2022.
And then they piecemealed Halo too. They gave us the campaign or the multiplayer first, and then the campaign after, or something like that. Which I was fine with that.
And then Big Team Battle.
Yeah,
months later.
And then Big Team Battle was messed up for an entire month, and that caused their season to prolong, and then
killed momentum.
Yeah, man, they just
like they can't. It's like they have no foresight at all. And maybe that's Phil. Maybe it's on him. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if next week he's stepping down. I would hate to see it, but
honestly, I would be very, very surprised if we do not make it through this week without something.
Yeah, you can't put out that statement on Monday and say, "Hey, next week we're going to have a business event."
Like, no, y'all need to get it together now.
No way.
And because you already know, like, a week is not going to change the plans for the future. Just come out on Wednesday, or whatever, maybe Thursday. Let's have one good day of Nintendo Direct goodness, assuming we're getting it on Wednesday, of just non-bullshit and just have a good time. And then Thursday, kill us.
Like, are they hoping that between the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth showcase and the rumored Nintendo Direct that people are going to forget about Xbox
this is the biggest
abandoning
news.
its brand?
If they go third party or multi-plat, this is the biggest news in.
If I'm Nintendo right now, I'm like, guys, should we maybe not do a Direct right now because this news is overshadowing?
Nah, I don't know. I don't know if it's that big, but it's not it's not like we're going to go into next week. Let's say we have the PlayStation event. We have the Nintendo Direct, and then we have whatever Xbox does. If they do it this week, which they said they're not, they're doing it next week. It's not like next week we're gonna be like, oh yeah, the Xbox stuff was weak news. It's all about the Direct. It's like, no, that is the big thing.
It's like, oh, you guys still suck.
Yeah.
You're still abandoning.
You and I play everything, and we're not necessarily locked in on one system, and we're not fanboys, hardcore fanboy. I mean, we obviously love our Xbox and love PlayStation, and especially love Nintendo, I think. But so this doesn't kill me that if they're potentially going third party, but it's going to be a wild time, man, because Xbox has been our entire childhood, teenage years, adult years. So if it were to just not exist anymore, like no hardware, that's insane. That is crazy to me.
And like, I have the Switch, the Series X, and the PlayStation 5. So, no matter which way they go, I'm not missing out. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
like, oh, like if I had a PS5, I could be playing every single game that comes out, including the Xbox games. Like,
yeah.
no, like I'm pretty fine with, in theory, with that happening. I just don't want them to abandon the hardware space because, yeah, what happens to all of the games that we've bought? All the games that we've, bought together, and all the Game Pass games, and like our
Yeah.
digital libraries, that kind of stuff. Like, it would suck if it's all gone next generation.
It honestly, if they abandon the hardware, which we don't know anything yet, we're just obviously just speculating, but it would be kind of like a big middle finger to the people who've been in this ecosystem for a very long time, and invested hundreds and thousands of dollars on this stuff. Um,
Yeah. Thanks
and
for playing.
then
Fuck you.
and then it gets abandoned, and we have no hardware. The brand is dead because, well, not dead, but like, if everything goes to another platform, like you lose that sense of, okay, this is Xbox. Like Halo is Xbox, Gears of War is Xbox, and if it goes to another platform, while it would be very cool to see, a Switch case with the Gears of War logo on it, it's still like,
That'd
damn,
be
like
sick.
this kind of sucks, and it kind of hurts me a little bit.
I'd buy those physical
I would definitely buy this physical for sure.
for sure.
But yeah, like, man, it's a bummer, dude. It really is.
Yeah, it kind of feels like, and I know nothing's set in stone yet, right? We don't really know anything, but kind of feels like he's giving the middle finger to our childhood a little bit.
Yeah, man.
Maybe that's an overreaction, but
I mean, it could be,
I mean, Sega did it. Sega went third party, but
Yeah, but Sega wasn't in, like, they were done by like what, early 2000s? Like Xbox has been an established brand for, I think, longer than Sega was, right? Sega wasn't around that long, like as far as the hardware goes.
yeah, I don't think they were around as long as that. When did the first Xbox come out? Was it
2001.
2001?
Yeah.
So okay, so they've been around for 23 years.
Yeah. And then like all the acquisitions of
Okay.
all these studios, like what was the point? What was the purpose of that if we were just going to abandon hardware potentially?
Yeah.
Again,
Oh
it's
no,
like
Sega was around for 16 years,
okay,
something like that.
there were. I mean, it could happen.
Yeah.
It happened to Sega, but obviously, Microsoft is a lot, a bigger company, that can back the Xbox brand. But man, it's the fact that we're
You
even
never know,
like
though.
talking about this and like we think it could potentially happen is insane.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more likely with Xbox because Microsoft is breathing them down their neck, and you have to run a profitable sector of Microsoft. That's just the nature of the business. Like, it's a lot different than Nintendo. Like when they had the Wii U, everyone was saying, "Oh my God, Nintendo's going to go third party." When in reality, they had enough cash in the bank to last them,
Yeah,
50 years running consoles into the ground if they wanted to. Whereas Xbox, they don't have that leeway. Like they have another bad year, and who knows what's going to happen to them.
this is coming like right off the bat of all the layoffs, like almost 2,000 people getting laid off. It's been not a good year for
And
Xbox.
actually,
At all.
speaking of that, thinking of, yeah, it hasn't, but thinking about all of the entire physical games department getting laid off. So if they go third party, is it going to be all digital? Or are they even going to make physical games? That would suck too.
That's the thing, or maybe they just want. Maybe they just do Game Pass. Like maybe they just push Game Pass. That's it. It's just Game Pass. That's all you can. That's how you get the games. But then it's like nobody can physically ever own an Xbox game again. Are they gonna do that? Are they still gonna sell it separately, or do you have to do Game Pass? Is PlayStation gonna allow Game Pass to be on their on the PlayStation, like as a tile on the screen? Like, are they gonna allow that? It's crazy.
I don't know. I think if anything, like maybe they don't step out of the hardware sector completely, but they just, and I think you talked about this maybe last week, but they just have like a plug-in to your TV, some sort of.
Yeah, but I think they announced that not like a couple of years ago that they were working on something like that, which is
Mhm.
cool. Like I think that's You know, I'd buy that for 40 or $50. That way I could just plug it in somewhere and take it on the go, you know, over the cloud, whatever. Man, I don't know, man. It's wild to think about. It really is.
Yeah, like I'm not mad about it like other people are on Twitter, but
Yeah,
it's disappointing
it
that
is. It's very disappointing.
this could possibly be happening.
Yeah, the fact that we're like people are even having conversations about it is absolutely insane to me. Just,
Yeah,
you know.
but people don't want Starfield apparently. So Xbox, maybe just keep it off of PlayStation. Sounds like people don't want it based off of our.
But I mean, but it's also like at like the 360. That's where Xbox peaked. It really did. Even with the Red Ring of Death, that's where it peaked, man.
Yeah, like even that
We
didn't
haven't
slow
really
it down.
had like. I mean, I love Gears 5. I really did. I loved Halo 5. Halo 4 was on 360. I mean, I liked Halo 5 a lot. You know, campaign problems aside, the multiplayer was fantastic.
Mhm.
Gears 5 was incredible. Other than Forza, I can't think of anything else that Xbox has put out. You know, other than Starfield last year, and
No, this list I'm looking at is
it's terrible. Like,
yeah, it's terrible.
what have they been doing for the last 10 years? I know Don Matrick was there, and they had the old Xbox One thing, and they were slightly ahead of the time with it having to be online only and stuff like that, which we're kind of there now, more or less, with all these live service games. And you know, they had the $500 only pack in with the Connect, so I
Mhm.
get that. And that was $500 back in 2013, which was insane. So
Right.
they,
Yeah,
they screwed up a lot, but there's also just been no games.
they've had 13 first party games, and that's including games like Minecraft Legends and
Which are fine, you know, but
yeah, like games like Psychonauts 2, which was also released on PlayStation, but
yeah,
there
that
just
was
hasn't.
prior to that game was already in production prior to them picking it up. So that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, but I get what people aren't like. I get why people aren't picking up an Xbox. Like, who wants to buy an Xbox for Microsoft Flight Simulator or Gears Tactics or Redfall
Nobody.
or Grounded or Pentiment or As Dust Falls? Like, what if these 40 studio, like what 30 or 40 studios? I don't know how many they have at this point, but what have they all been doing the past 10 years?
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of them are pretty
I
like
just don't
all the
know.
Bethesda stuff. That was back in what 2019, 2020 when that got done.
Yeah, 2020.
It just feels like they've been like edging us for like 10 years.
It's always next year, right?
It's
Like
always
next
next
year is
year.
going
It's
to be the
always
year.
like, all right, just hold off. We let us cook. But man, like
Like, what are you cooking up shit in there? Like, what's going on?
yeah, I just yeah, I'm baffled. I'm baffled, and I don't see anything. And I just don't see like Indiana Jones, like Avowed, Hellblade, as great as games look. I don't see them as like big
System
turn
sellers.
point system sellers. Game Pass, you know, people are already paying for Game Pass. Yeah, we'll play it, but I don't see people. Oh, I gotta spend $500 on an Xbox or, you know, 300 on a Series S to play Hellblade. Like,
Yeah,
nobody's doing that.
like Spider-Man 2, that's a system seller. Uh, that's honestly the only one on here that's a system seller. But
Yeah, I mean,
like
a lot of
games
people
like God
probably
of War
bought.
Ragnarok,
Yeah, God of
Horizon
War. Like
Forbidden
people,
West.
yeah, it's a shame. It really is. And again, like I love Phil. Like I love his he's a very charismatic dude. But I don't know.
Maybe he's not the
maybe he's not.
best fit. I don't know. I don't know, and I hate to say it, but the dude was playing Diablo 4 last night. Apparently, all this was happening. Someone saw him online,
I mean, you
just
gotta
just grinded away at Diablo 4.
if you got a game, you got a game. But damn,
It's like, yeah,
it's a
maybe,
damn shame. I
yeah.
really don't want Xbox to go away, hardware wise. I don't think we're still gonna have all the stuff, but
All the games are going to be there, but I don't want to. I don't love the PS5 controller. I love the Xbox controller so much, and
yeah,
and that's going to be like the biggest. That's going to be like the biggest salt in the
yeah,
wound right there. It's like losing that controller
yeah.
and the ecosystem that we've been building up for the past
But again, maybe they do
20
something
years.
really cool, like a handheld or something that can do both, like the Switch or maybe we start getting like the sticks that we talked about. All right, we got to move on.
Yeah, we gotta. Yeah.
All right, next up, State of Play happened this last week. As someone who doesn't have a PS5, I'm still not there yet. I thought the State of Play was okay. I wasn't blown away by it, but I haven't been blown away by a State of Play in quite a while. I do want to play Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade looks pretty good.
Stellar Blade, yeah. Stellar Blade's story sounds like it was ripped straight from Nier Automata.
I was
like,
gonna say, like, I don't know a lot of the story of Nier, but like it seems like a Nier kind of, and it, yeah, which is fine, but yeah, Stellar Blade looks great.
It looks cool.
Rise of Ronin, I don't know. I don't think that showed very well to me.
No, that game looks kind of muddy.
Yeah,
like visually, it doesn't look great. And
I
think
like
we said this last week.
Combined with like Ghost of Tsushima. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just not the biggest Team Ninja fan. I'm just not the biggest fan of their of like the floatiness and the feel of their gameplay. So
yeah,
I don't know if this one's going to be for me, but I'm glad that it sounds like a lot of people are excited for this, based off of how close it looks to Ghost of Tsushima.
I did catch OJ's Player Essence stream right after, and he's like, he's like, a lot of these games look like 2 a.m. Wario 64 sales that pop up, and I was like, I don't disagree with that.
He's not wrong.
But yeah, I mean, Stellar Blade looks cool, and Silent Hill 2 looks kind of rough.
I'm telling you, man, Bloober Team, we've said this from the beginning, but they don't do combat. No. And I have no faith in them doing combat. They can barely do gameplay as it is.
Yeah,
so
I'm not
I don't
so
think
sure
this game looks good. I'm sorry. I don't think it looks good at all.
And then I heard that Silent Hill, the Shadow Drop one, the whatever, I heard that wasn't too good.
Yeah,
they reviewed pretty poorly, but it's it's free, so it's whatever. It's kind of like a PT kind of thing, whatever. Which PT is supposed to be Silent Hill, so whatever. What I mean,
Judas looks really cool. Looks like BioShock.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, the Ken Levine. Yeah, this is the BioShock studio. Yeah, that looks great. I can't wait for that. That's and it's in space too, like that. Oh my god, I can't wait. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that one's gonna be good. Don't care about the VR stuff. Even the Metro game.
Dude, that one VR really game, like the medieval looking one, looked like absolute dog shit. Like, I'm sorry.
I don't know why they showed that one. They haven't looked pretty bad.
Yeah, that looked awful.
And then we got Death Stranding 2. I think that was the kind of the biggest surprise. Crazy trailer.
Yeah, I kind of want to play this game. Like, it just looks absurd.
I want to go back and play more of Death Stranding 1.
And I will fight somebody over that little doll. Like, I love that little guy. He looks like Alan Wake.
He does.
Yeah, that whole like.
Oh man, yeah. I think Death Stranding 2 looks really cool.
Yeah.
The whole like guitar scene was.
That's Matt Mercer's
pretty incredible
character,
looking.
Right?
And
Matt Mercer.
I don't know. There's so much intrigue. No, it's
No, it's Troy.
What's his face? Troy Baker.
Troy Baker. Yeah.
Yeah.
That game looks ridiculous, and yeah, I kind of want to go and play Death Stranding now. So hey, good on PlayStation. Which that game sold 16 million copies.
I did not know that.
Which, I mean, it's Hideo Kojima, so I mean it makes sense. But yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, for as mixed reviews as that got, I didn't think it would sell 16 million. So yeah, good on them. I mean,
well, they have the PS5 like re-release or up-res version, whatever you want to call it.
I might get that. I might pay the $10 and start up from where I left off.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah, that does. Yeah, it looks crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but overall, I mean, I thought it was good. I thought the showcase was like a
solid.
A C or B. Yeah,
high solid, something like that.
Yeah, has something for everybody. I think I'm most excited for Stellar Blade. Just
Stellar Blade looks really cool. Like that. Yeah, that would be one of those games where if I pick up a PS5, like I'm gonna pick that game up too. Mm-hmm. That does look really, really good.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about the next one, and then we'll dive into our bingo. But Nick, heavily speculated, heavily rumored. We have nothing to go off of really, other than deep Reddit threads of my uncle works at Nintendo, and
Yeah.
here we are. But it's also, if we look at the past, like 5 years of directs, except for 2020, we've had. There have all been in February at some point. They've kind of.
I think most are in the first week.
The most are like within the first 2 weeks. So.
Also, I think the timing kind of aligns because Nintendo's like financials are coming out tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll get updates on like Tears of the Kingdom, Mario Wonder, Pikmin, all the games that came out last year. We'll get,
I think like Tears of the Kingdom. That'll probably be it, because I think the last time I heard it was like 19, wasn't it?
Like 19.9 something.
So it's got to be over.
Super close.
It's got to be over 20.
Yeah.
Curious to see how much Mario sold. Mario Wonder. I bet it sold big time.
Probably over 10.
Yeah. And I hope Pikmin sold pretty good. What was it last time? Like around 3?
Yeah, I think around 3. I'm hoping it gets to 5, 4 or 5. That'd be really, really great for that franchise.
Yeah.
And then hoping to see Fire Emblem Engage maybe hitting the 2 million. I don't know if it will. It didn't strike as hard and fast
as an anniversary game.
Houses.
I mean,
yeah, that's kind of the takeaway from it. But what else came out last year? Metroid Prime Remastered. We know that one sold over 1 million.
Over 1 million, yeah.
I guess Super Mario RPG.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll see all those.
Yeah, we'll see all that stuff. Should be they upload like what, 3 a.m. or something? Is that when they?
Yeah, I think it's like 9 or 10 a.m.
Yeah,
Japan time, something like that.
Okay. Well, so again, we're heavily expecting a Nintendo Direct announcement tomorrow. Typically they do directs on Wednesdays.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they've ever done one like on a Monday or Friday. I think they've done the rest.
Yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, I think
Thursday
they've done one on every other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, heavily expected. When do they usually announce that? 10 o'clock, 10 a.m.
I think
Eastern
I
time?
think normally 10.
7 Pacific time. Okay.
Yeah, so if you don't see anything at 9, like if they don't do anything at 9, it's probably coming at 10.
How about what's his name? Piaro on Twitter. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, right.
Pyro.
Pioro.
I'm gonna see if
he's
updated anything.
Because he's always
100%. He's 100% correct right now. No, he hasn't posted anything since Golden Sun.
Okay.
Yep. So nothing. Which,
we'll see.
Yeah, I mean they may announce the direct and then maybe he'll have something, because he doesn't usually like spoil everything. He does like something relatively minorish. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Let's dive in real quick. Let me present my, because we're gonna do a bingo card here.
Yes, we are. Create a little bingo. I know I tweeted, or I know I sent you a list. All right, you wanna start off with one, or you want me to start off?
Yeah, let's see. All right, in the very middle, I want
I don't know if I can start with the middle.
Oh.
Let's do extra options. Yeah, I don't think I can start with the middle.
Okay.
I think start top left.
Okay. So always got to go.
I think it'll go left to right.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay.
That's fine. Well, screw it. Top left. Metroid Prime 2 and or 3 remaster.
And is this just the announcement, Shadow Drop? Are you being that specific, or are you just saying that it's going to be there?
I think it's going to be there.
Okay.
So I don't want to say Shadow Drop and then not happen, because it technically was there, but just it wasn't. Yeah, I'll do it that way. That way, it's shown if it's shadow dropped, whatever.
Okay. Since I'm going one to the right of that, that's not a likely, like, that's a hard one to get. The corner one's good. I think the corner one's good, but the one beside that one's tough. So I'm gonna go with 2D Metroid remake,
Okay,
either Fusion or Super.
I like it. Okay,
Just riding this Metroid train.
and I love it. Um, can you do like hit enter like and skip a space? Will allow you to do that.
Yeah.
All right. Um.
Okay, so if you want to do the free space, I have it loaded.
Okay. So free, yeah, and right in the middle. Let's do 1,000-Year Door release date.
All right. I think that's guaranteed.
Yeah,
I think that's a free space in
because
itself.
I got a feeling that there's going to be some extra content with 1,000-Year Door.
You think so?
I think so. I think there's going to be something else extra that they've added on.
Yeah. Like an extra chapter or something at the end.
Yeah, like a Luigi thing or something like that. I think that's may have been kind of rumored.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, in the same vein, I'm going to go with Luigi's Mansion 2 HD release date. I think we'll get a release date for that. I think they're going to wrap up all of their. Oh, whoops! Actually, move that. I think they're trying to wrap up all of their current announcements. Maybe make a few more.
Yeah.
But basically get everything out of the way for the next Switch.
Yeah. I think this is going to be a swan song like period for the Switch. A bunch of remasters, stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right. All right, right beside where it says filler, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker. Something.
Okay.
And I say something because I don't know if it's going to be the dual pack or separate, whatever.
They both have to show up.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Well, they got. Did you see the Wolf Link amiibo has getting a re-release for March 8th?
See, okay, that could
See why would they? What purpose did they have for re-releasing that?
I don't know.
They're also re-releasing I think
The Wind Waker ones?
No, they're doing I think Sheik, Super Smash Bros. Sheik they're doing, and the Guardian from Breath of the Wild.
See, that's a weird group.
It's kind of random, but the Wolf Link is like especially random. I don't know.
That one's weird. All right, I'm gonna go Zelda Oracle remix.
Love it.
Man, this list it's all remakes at this point.
I'm okay with it, dude. We've gotten so many good games on the Switch that
I'm fine with
if
a bunch of remakes
if we're
in the Switch.
Yeah, if we're getting just a bunch of remakes until Switch 2 releases, I'm totally cool with that. All right, somewhere, it doesn't matter, somewhere on the diagonal line where it starts with Metroid Prime 2, somewhere on there, Metroid Prime 4.
Metroid Prime 4. No release date, right? Just a re-reveal.
I'm just gonna say Metroid Prime 4. If we
Okay.
get a release date, cool. If we get a shadow drop, cool. No chance in hell it's getting shadow dropped.
Oh yeah, sorry, I missed you saying Shadow Drop. Yeah, no shot.
No.
Here's Metroid Prime 2, 3,
3
and 4. Oh man, yeah, no way on that one.
No.
I'm gonna say Hi-Fi Rush. I think that's gonna show up in this.
Before Xbox comes out and says anything?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm putting it here just because.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's not a great spot, but I think they'd rather announce it here than at a PlayStation event.
Yeah. You just think they would announce it like right now and then have us sit for like another week for them to give us like their big news on
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So last week we released Hi-Fi Rush on the Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 5. That was the start of our new initiative of bringing all of our games
to everything.
To everything. Power to the players.
Power. I'm gonna say Mario baseball game.
Any preference on where it is?
Down one from Thousand Year Door to the right. No, sorry, to the left.
Okay. Down 1 and 2. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Mario Baseball.
Mario Baseball, yeah.
Oh, wait. One more to the left?
One more to the right.
To the right, yeah. Okay.
There we go.
All right. Below this one, or to the right of it, I'm going to say GameCube NSO. And that's going to be the last console that's going to come to Nintendo Switch Online.
Yeah.
For sure. And I'm not adding this to the card, but I think NSO is going to transfer over to.
Well, they already said it was.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, there was that
already right there.
There was that graph they put out a couple years ago.
Oh yeah.
It showed like the Wii U 3DS to Switch, and then question mark for the other, but it was everything's transferring over.
Okay. Got a lot of franchises that could use some love. Star Fox, Donkey Kong.
I'm thinking like Donkey Kong comes to mind, but I think they might save that for Switch 2.
Yeah, like I'm keeping like 3D Mario off of here, you know, because I don't think they'll show that off here.
But then again, that's like, do I want to put Switch 2 on here?
I would put like maybe they mention the next system and be like, this is the last.
Yeah, like the very end, like, okay, here, in March, this is our reveal event. Because that's what they did at the September one back in 2016, right? Or did they have a?
No, they just had a like a YouTube trailer. That random like they announced it the night before.
Okay.
But I think that's reasonable at this point because a lot of people watch Nintendo Directs and the news is going to get out.
Yeah.
Regardless.
All right, so right below Hi-Fi Rush, Switch 2.
Switch
2.
Yeah. Switch sequel.
Yeah. Switch sequel. Switch the sequel.
Okay.
Put yeah, that's fine. I like it there. That's fine. So since we got the Switch 2 on there, you're welcome to put Mario 3D on there as well. But
Well,
that
I
may
don't
not
think
be
it's
as
going to get showed
likely.
off.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to show off any games for it. I think it's just going to be like maybe not even showing it, but just saying, "Hey, we have another presentation coming up where we're going to reveal the next Nintendo console."
Yeah.
That being said, I want to put 2D Donkey Kong on here because I think it'll come to Switch.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. 2D Donkey Kong or 3D Donkey Kong?
You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say new Donkey Kong.
There you go. Cover all
Cover all the bases.
I like it. All right. Still a lot of squares left here.
Yeah.
All right, I want this one right underneath GameCube.
Okay.
And I'm going to say GameCube controller gets announced because they always have a controller for each console they release. Well, except for Game Boy Advance, but I mean,
can't really do much with
with
that. Okay, nice.
So there was that patent that showed.
That's true. Yeah, these kind of have to exist together.
Yeah,
which I think makes sense having them in this row.
Okay.
Even though we're gonna generate them, but actually we can. I can like screenshot this or something and keep it.
You can
as
do like a snapshot or something.
Yeah. I haven't even put Fire Emblem 4 on here. Okay, I think that can go beside Thousand Year Door.
Genealogy of the Holy War.
Yeah,
I like it.
I think this one will come out before the Switch too.
Oh yeah.
I think it'll be like, I hate that they're gonna do this because they did this with the 3DS remake of I think it was 3, and they put it out like the Switch was already out at the time, and they put it out on the 3DS, and it was just kind of dead in the water.
It was a Fire Emblem?
Yeah.
Or was that? Okay.
Yeah, it was a Fire Emblem Shadows of Valencia that they released.
I don't even remember that coming out.
It was like summer of 2017.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember like Conquest, and I think that was like the last one I played. And then
that was like 2016, something like that.
Okay.
Or 2015.
I'm gonna say, oh gosh, I want to be specific or do I want to be kind of broad? But
cast that net, baby.
I'm gonna be specific with it. I'm gonna say Smash Bros. 99 or Smash Bros. 30, whatever, something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Where do you want it?
Put it the far right corner underneath New Donkey Kong. Yeah.
Smash Bros.
And I would love them to do like Smash 64, but have it online. Like that would be huge.
That'd be sick.
Oh,
it's like if they add GameCube, are they going to add
Melee?
Smash? Yeah, they add Melee.
They got to, man. They have to.
All right, I got one. Resident Evil Revelations 3.
Ooh.
I think that could be the Resident Evil that comes out this year, if there is one.
That could be good. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
We're not gonna get any of this shit.
Put this one right underneath Hi-Fi Rush. A mobile game.
A mobile game?
Yeah. Some sort of mobile game, whether it's
Like a Nintendo mobile game.
yeah, Nintendo mobile game, phone game, whatever.
I don't know. That one's tough. I feel like they're out of that market.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
But hey,
maybe
let's
they
leave
could
it
do
on
like a Run 2 or something. Like I
A
think Run
Run
did
or
pretty
some
good.
maybe some sort of like Zelda game. I don't know.
Yeah, Zelda.
Hmm.
And for the audio listeners, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spots left to fill.
Okay, this one's weirdly specific. I'm gonna say Princess Peach, Showtime, remaining costumes.
I like it.
I think there's a handful left that need to
Princess
get
Peach
announced.
comes out what this month?
It's in March.
March.
I think the
March.
Mario versus Donkey Kong is this month.
Okay. This one's kind of specific too. Put this one right below. Put it right below Princess Peach. An amiibo announcement.
All right.
Something.
We don't have to put on here, but do you have any specific amiibo in mind?
I was thinking something Luigi's Mansion.
Like a poltergust amiibo of some sort,
like a
Luigi with the Luigi
like
poltergust.
Luigi with the polter, with the vacuum, whatever. I was thinking polter pup. I think that would be really cool. But
That'd be cute. That'd be a cool dual pack.
yeah, I'm thinking that's what I was thinking. But a GameCube
that's
remaster or
getting amiibo
3DS remaster. Yeah, I don't know about that. So yeah, I'll say
like
amiibo.
I guess. Yeah, I guess thinking of like any remakes that have gotten amiibo. I mean, like Twilight Princess
did,
yeah. That's a good one.
Love amiibos.
Huge fan. I'm gonna go with a pretty boring one, but Fantasy Life I release date because it got pushed to 2024.
Okay. I'm also going to go with a boring one too, but I think it's probably going to be there. Let's go ahead and round out this column right beneath Metroid Prime 2. A farming game.
Oh, baby. Take us home. All right, well, if we're going with things that are locks, like farming games, I think we got to go with Hollow Knight. And that's probably a lock.
That's probably a lock. Jesus. Oh man.
Actually, whoa, hold on. Can I move that? I don't want to put that there.
Yeah.
I want to put that. I want to put it right here. I didn't want to take up the diagonal.
Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, because that is that the only one that we might have a shot at. To be honest.
Well, there's
like Smash Bros. 99 is kind of.
I don't know. Smash Bros. 99 is gonna happen. Well, right. Princess Peach, Showtime, Mario Baseball, GameCube, NSO, Fantasy Life I, New Donkey Kong. That could happen. Okay. This one could happen. The GameCube NSO controller, Thousand Year Door, Oracle remakes, and Luigi's Mansion 2.
Okay. Put this one the very bottom.
Okay.
We're gonna get some sort of update trailer for either their Nintendo Museum or one of the parks. One of the theme parks.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Nintendo Museum / theme park. Cool.
All right.
I
Last
don't want to
one.
see either of those things, but
I don't either.
I feel like it could potentially.
I don't
be
even
cool.
want to will it into existence.
No, take it off.
All right, we got two left on the diagonal, and those are the last two.
Yeah, we got to round this one out.
I don't even know if there are any other locks left, like anything that is guaranteed. I could just put filler in here because we know we're gonna get that, but
Maybe a new. Well, I'll save it for mine.
I will put, and I don't even want to see this game, but I'll put Professor Layton
Okay.
on here.
I feel like that's a solid one.
Yeah.
Okay. Mine's gonna be a Kirby game. Some sort of Kirby game. They're
just
announced every year.
To end the Switch life cycle.
Yeah.
Any specific Kirby
Just
game?
anything,
2D,
baby.
3D? Okay.
Anything.
Just anything Kirby.
I think it's too soon for like a Forgotten Land 2 or anything like that, but I think we'll get something Kirby. That's always something.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Nick, you want to read them off real quick for the audio listeners?
Yeah. So going from top left to bottom right, we got Metroid Prime 2 and or 3 remaster, 2D Metroid remake, either Fusion or Super, Luigi's Mansion 2 HD release date, Hollow Knight Silksong cap, Professor Layton, farming game, Metroid Prime 4, Oracle remakes, Kirby, Hi-Fi Rush, Switch sequel, Twilight Princess / Wind Waker, Thousand Year Door release date, Fire Emblem 4 remake, Nintendo mobile game, Princess Peach Showtime remaining costumes revealed, Mario Baseball, GameCube NSO, Fantasy Life I release date, new Donkey Kong, Amiibo announcement, update for Nintendo Museum or Park, GameCube controller, Resident Evil Revelations 3, or Smash Bros. 99.
I like it. I
like it.
There might be some. I don't know. Some. Yeah. We could.
We'll go off of what we have here, but if anyone wants to follow along, if this direct even gets announced,
yeah,
you can go follow us on Twitter, and I'll link the bingo card. But
sweet.
So you won't have the same. You guys won't have the same exact layout as us. But there it is in all its glory.
Yeah, that's the thing. Maybe we'll. I got a feeling. I got a good feeling tomorrow.
I do too. I
feel tingly.
Yeah, I think it's gonna happen.
All right, guys. Well, that is going to wrap up episode 202 of Gaming with the Bros cast. You can all of our socials are in the link below. TikTok, that's probably our main place that we post besides Twitter. Just post a bunch of random funny memes on TikTok and some gameplay and stuff like that. So give us a follow. We would greatly appreciate that. Review us on your favorite podcasting platform of choice where you can leave reviews or stars or something like that. That would be again greatly appreciated. Nick, final thoughts?
It's been a weird week, but
it's Monday, bro. It's been a long week. God,
it's been a long week, but hopefully this Nintendo Direct will lighten the gaming spirits
a little bit. And hey, maybe we'll get a little Switch 2 tease. That'd be awesome.
Maybe we will. You never know. You never know.
All right, guys. Well, we will catch you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.